Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Investigations with Bryanna and Fabian. Basically, what we're going to do is bring you behind the scenes with us and show you exactly how we research and get the content for a video that we then post. So the stuff that you see online, we're going to bring you behind the scenes and show you how to do it with us. So we're going to show you how we find the stuff that we find. We're going to create spreadsheets and notes that we're going to make available for free for you if you want to get all the information that we're figuring out. You can also help us do this in the chat by researching with us, suggesting things that we should be looking at or that we should be looking for, and then helping and create the content that we're going to eventually create. With that, let me kind of explain what we were researching yesterday, and then we'll give each of our own sides of what we found. So we were investigating the fires in Chile because it's very reminiscent of the fire in Maui, almost to a T, where you have the charred remains of cars, but you have these trees that are miraculously, standing right next to them. The citizens describe it as a firestorm. And let me actually share this.
Chile is facing its worst disaster of the past decade.
Given the tragic conditions, the number of victims will surely rise in the coming hours.
The fires are sweeping through hilly areas. Plumes of smoke were seen rising from buildings and forests, blanketing the sky. The wildfires that began several days ago gathered momentum on Friday. They have ravaged the outer edges of Viña del Mar.
Bryanna, why don't you take it away and take over the screen?
All right, let me switch things here. So we were looking at, well, first of all, they're trying to turn Santiago into a smart city, we learned, and the people are not really having it. They're not ready for that yet. So if you look on a map here, this is where the fires are. This is Santiago. Lots of new plans for expanding this port here.
Villa del Mar.
Yeah. How do I make that go away? Okay. So yeah, we were just looking at maps, and let's see, this one was talking all about the smart meter program that people do not want in Chile. And yeah, that's kind of as far as we got.
Can you share that screen, the one with the smart? Okay.
Okay, so this was port expansion here, and this one here was the smart city.
So what it is that people weren't feeling it, or?
Yeah, where did I? Yeah, in 2019 public outrage. They were trying to implement the smart meters.
Rolling out smart cities technology may be critical for some municipalities' ability to tackle pressing challenges of the day, like blah, 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 sustainability and environmental. Okay, so that's the word I was looking for, environmental sustainability.
Santiago named the smartest city in Latin America.
Really? And all of Latin America?
Yeah.
Interesting. It just so happened to be the place that got the fires.
I totally forgot. Let me switch it back. I had done an entire video on this last year using forest fire as a military weapon. This was put out by the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service in 1970. And I'm not going to go through the whole document because it's kind of long. There were a few key parts that I should have pulled up ahead of time. Basically, they're talking about how to start forest fires and use them as a military weapon, just like with cloud seeding during the Vietnam War. In December 1965, the Joint Chiefs of Staff requested that the Secretary of Defense initiate research to determine the feasibility of measuring the flammability characteristics of forests and jungle growth, modifying flammability so that the vegetation would readily support combustion, and developing measures to destroy large areas of forest or jungle growth by fire. And then there was another one.
Yeah, it seems like in that time frame, in those few decades, like the 60s, 70s, they really did a lot of crazy experiments.
Yeah.
In America. We saw a story that says that it said that the moisture inside of the trees exacerbated the fire because when it burns the moisture, apparently the moisture is a hydrocarbon, and it just didn't really make any sense. So I started looking into what temperature trees burn at and what temperature aluminum starts to burn at. And let me, oh, sorry, go ahead. You can finish up with this and I'll share my
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just reading.
Okay. So at what point does aluminum begin to melt? Apparently, aluminum begins to melt at 1220 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I was looking at what temperature do trees burn? And the flash point at which wood will burst into flame is 572 degrees. Now, I have found a few other for anywhere from like 300 to 600, but it's in that 300 to 600 range. So it's just incredibly interesting how a tree can burst into flames at around, let's say, 500, 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and aluminum burns at 1220 degrees Fahrenheit. But it says when you alloy it with other metals such as copper and magnesium, the melting point can change significantly, basically between 930 and 1100. So we're still within that range. So I just don't understand how is it that there's trees right next to cars and the cars are singed and burned, but the trees are not. And the trees apparently have all this moisture that's causing the fires, but yet the trees are not burning even though they have the moisture inside. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
This is interesting. It says firestorm, forest fires as a weapon in Vietnam, talking about Operation Pink Rose. Because that's what locals said, right? It was like a firestorm.
Yeah, the lady was saying, I could pull that video up actually of the lady. This is a really good video actually to see what was happening.
Pay close attention to what's happening in Chile.
Just pay attention. Listen to what she's saying. Look at the caption. The same thing that had happened in Hawaii.
The wind felt like a hurricane. It was like being in hell. There was fire on the other side. In 10 to 15 minutes, it was here and flames began to fall everywhere. Burning embers. We couldn't stand the heat. The cars are singed. At the moment, everything went dark. Everything went dark. We didn't know what to do, so we said we had to go uphill. Some neighbors got burned. Look at that destruction. A father and daughter burned the neighbor across the street. We were left with nothing. Yeah.
Check it out. Look just like the footage is from Hawaii. It's all seem familiar, right? They've been using these direct energy machines. This is crazy.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. I'll just pause it and let it keep playing. So, but yeah, that's very similar to what happened. Eerily similar, in fact, because the lady said it felt like a firestorm, and then everything got dark right away, like all of a sudden.
He also talks in this video about how the colors red and blue don't seem to have burned like the rest of everything else.
Oh yeah.
Which is something they were saying in Lahaina as well.
Why isn't the blue
like this?
Pay attention.
That.
See that blue wasn't touched. Nothing that was blue or red. And we wonder why the people in China been painting the top of their houses blue. And some been red. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section about all this. This is crazy.
It also says that they were presented a port expansion project that was published just last year, November 14th. They presented a port expansion project at Port City Council. This is where the fires happen. So it'll allow the doubling of cargo ships. In addition, incorporate mixed infrastructure for the care of passengers, passenger ships. An investment of $600 million.
Oh, cannot be displayed. Internal server error has occurred. Interesting.
Really?
Oh, it worked this time.
That's the exact place that's burning.
Yeah.
What the hell? Interesting. Population 296,000.
It's in Spanish.
That's fine. Transform our cities to be better with a better quality of life. Oh, I think it's just.
I translated it.
Oh, okay. Well, that works better.
Ew, strengthened governance, smart city industry.
It's basically everything that you would think impact scores and. Oh, we have some people.
We have some villains.
We have some villains, and I wonder what their ties are.
Let me see. Is this for the entire country? What is this website?
It says your city will transform here.
Ooh, and they have the little WEF logo.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Wow. Smart city, smart
Woman
city.
in smart city.
Wow.
I don't see anything specifically about that area. At least here.
Yeah, that looks just like a project companies for the city. So, okay, we have the smart cities that are going to be implemented. And we also have this massive $400 million expansion of the metro in Valparaiso. So that's the exact place that's burning right now. So it says it'll add 5 stations, benefit over 1 million users. It's a $5.5 billion. That's a huge expansion. Specifically of the rail system, of the metro system where things were burning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need, and the place that burned was a natural reserve. So if you're expanding, but you're kind of impeded by a natural reserve, what do you do? I mean, there's certain ways that if you were in the natural reserve, then you could be like, well, can we use it now?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a family cabin up in Tahoe, and if it burns down, you can't rebuild.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane that you can't rebuild your own house. Is that like a city ordinance or something? Or
I don't know. I don't know who's in charge of that portion of land. I mean, it's kind of out there. It was built probably in the 30s or 40s, and all of the cabins in that area you cannot rebuild if they burn down.
Oh, that's wild. So this is an article by CNN blaming the fires on climate change, of course. And obviously it's raining a lot here in LA and in America for that matter. But I'd like to research the people that were involved. Remember we saw the names of those people that were involved with the, but I don't know where that was at.
Oh, okay. So if you click on
do Smart City.
I think and then I clicked on projects, I'm pretty sure.
Got
at some point. I don't know if that's where it is. I can screenshot them if you want.
Oh, I'll just start Googling them right now, actually. Okay. Emilio Cerda. Oh. Guess what the first thing that pops up on his LinkedIn? He's a singer founder at 3S Sustainable Learning for Successful Solutions. I think it's the same guy. Hold on.
It's on brand.
Siemens customer service manager at Siemens. I don't understand what this has to do with. Yeah, this is him. I found his LinkedIn. Members of the council and advisory council made up of 5 members. They could be national and or international and have been specially invited by the board of directors of the Do Foundation. Oh, that's something we should investigate. The Do Foundation.
That's what this is. Do Smart City.
Given its participation in the smart city industry, its technical and professional knowledge and degree of knowledge it has of the organization. I've never heard of Do Smart City, but I wonder who funds it.
Humans Helping Humans. Is this the right one? I feel like there's going to be a lot of foundations with that name. Let me try.
Oh, with the
Rockefeller.
Oh, look what popped up.
First thing that comes up. Open societies.
So Do Foundation is starting a smart city. They want to start city. So we have the Do Foundation that wants to start a smart city in the same place. We also have a metro expansion. So Do Foundation is starting a smart city. We have the metro expansion. We also have a port expansion. All in the same city. All on the same 2 years. And then we have a fire.
Interesting.
Which took out a lot of the natural reserve. Because if you look at the where the fires are at, so fires are here, and this is a massive national reserve called Lago Peñuelas. And the area that they were building out is this place, and then this place. I wonder how far it is from here to here. It's about an hour driving.
Mm,
An hour and a half drive.
that's
And 117 kilometers, so like 100 miles ish. So this guy comes out a lot in with this Do Smart City. So Do Smart City, his name, but this is his LinkedIn here.
I need to get off Google because Google is censoring my results.
Really?
I can't find like anything I'm looking up.
Try to DuckDuckGo. 6 years ago, he started working at Siemens in the Dominican Republic. City planning, he worked for Gerente General. Engineering systems.
What is this? Video of explosion is from Chile, not Maui. The video, which appears to show a beam of light igniting a fire, was actually filmed in a suburb of Santiago.
Is this like... I remember this video. This is one that... It was from a few years ago, wasn't it? And people were like... Or no?
I don't know.
Also,
This article's from August, but I'm not sure when the video is.
So what I saw is... I saw a video and that was purportedly about Maui, and there was this like beam, and
Yeah.
they got fact checked and said, no, this is actually from Chile. And now it happened in Chile.
Yeah, interesting. Were they testing technology?
Can you pull that up? Is it because you're not sharing this? Or
Yeah, hold on. Let me copy and paste it onto Google. 'Cause I couldn't find anything like this using Google.
Hmm.
In May. So May of 2023.
Okay, that makes sense.
There was an exploding transformer, apparently.
That's
They keep
weird.
calling it a heat wave. The heat wave is causing the fires. It's only 100 degrees.
And there's a bunch of moisture in the clouds or in the trees.
Oh, and I don't remember where I found it, but that article I found yesterday that was talking about how, I think it was on ABC. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have it in my history. It was from ABC News. They're talking about how it's super dry and hot because of climate change, but also they've had their like wettest year in a long time or something like that.
Oh yeah, the old it's cold because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's still my favorite meme I think ever. Senado Paraíso. Urban Sustainable Development Center, CEDIS.
There you go. Oh, that's funny. That stuff is so toxic. I've looked at the ingredients.
Really?
Yeah.
Just rub plants on your eyes and then.
Oh, here we go. We've had the most extreme drought ever recorded in the Amazon basin. Chile's case, some unusually heavy rains last year are thought to have increased the growth of brush that makes perfect kindling for fires. So unusually heavy rains and a drought at the same time.
What a tangled web, huh? It's cold and it's also hot. I'm telling you, Greta Thunberg needs to win a Nobel Peace Prize for having a meme made of her that says that.
When did the fires start? Do you know?
Let's say like 5 days ago. No, maybe.
That's funny. Factcheck.org has now switched their theory from the fires in Maui. They were saying first down power lines, and now it says conditions were ripe for fire because of the invasive grasses. So
Oh, now it's because of the grass.
yeah.
I do want to find out this smart city. This is the do smart city is a CL subdomain or domain. So CL, I assume, is Chile.
Probably.
Contact do smart city. Somos who we are. Oh, this is what we saw already. That's all the information of this Dude Smart City. Let me actually write parentheses around it, so whatever results it comes back with has to have the exclamation point. Sorry. Oh, you know what? I'd like to see when Do Smart City was made as a website. So for that, I always go to Internet Archive.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, oh, sorry, well, technically it's called Wayback Machine, but
Yeah.
the website is, so it looks like it was as old as 2016.
Are they affiliated with the WEF?
Honestly, that's only, like, I can't find any information of them online other than, like, you can neither?
No. That's why I switched to like 3 different browsers and I still couldn't find it. But they have the little logo.
Oh, yeah. This was the website back in 2016. Strategy. Smart Santiago City. So they were talking about this since 2016. And they were having intelligent themes, technology, infrastructure, mobility, strategy. So this guy, he's a smart speaker, they call him Guillermo Peñalosa. He's the founder and chair, 880 cities. President of the Smart City Council, Jesse Beerst. That sounds like a Dutch name, Beerst.
Yeah. Doesn't sound Latin.
Oh, this guy here. Founder and chief analyst of SGN and chairman of the Smart Cities Council and Industry Coalition. This guy was basically the main speaker at the inauguration of this Do Cities first conference.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
global smart energy.
Jesse Beerst. And he was, so this is the first screen capture that the internet has of this website, Do Smart City. And they have 60 plus speakers, 3,000 international, blah. So he's labeled as the #1 speaker. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's not labeled as the #1 speaker, but this is the president of the Smart City Council. Do Smart City, Santiago 2016, creating our own urban future.
I wonder if they have an Instagram page.
Yeah, so that guy, Jesse Beerst, he actually has a Twitter, apparently. It says he tweets.
Ah, they do.
Yeah.
Do Smart City has its own Instagram.
And this, so here's something interesting as well. So this guy, Guillermo Peñalosa, he founded 880 cities. So I looked up 880 cities, and it's a not-for-profit organization based in Toronto, Canada. Our mission is to ignite action and challenge the status quo to create healthier. Whenever I hear challenge the status quo, that's Marxism.
Yeah.
And it's 880 cities. I don't know what that means. More to create healthier, more equitable, and sustainable cities for all people.
Ew.
That's neo-Marxism.
All the buzzwords.
Yep. Oh, that's what they call it, 880. Well, how's stupid marketing? We're guided by the simple but powerful idea: if everything we do in our cities is great for an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old, then it will be better for all people. So 880. That's horrible marketing. And like even the way you spell it just looks weird. 880.
Let's look at the WEF Smart City list for South America. Okay, Chile's not on that list. Got Brazil,
Huh.
Argentina, Colombia.
Chile's nowhere on there?
Chattanooga. Why is that one of their pioneer cities?
Wow.
Yeah, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina again.
So why would this Guillermo Peñalosa guy, who sounds hella Latin, be oh, check this out. So this Gil Peñalosa guy, he's a Canadian urbanist who was a runner-up in the 2022 Toronto mayoral election.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's why. So this is his company out of Toronto, 880 Cities, who was also a main speaker in the first ever Smart City speaker event at Do Smart City, that wants to institute a smart city in the place that got burned.
Leave it to Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, it's 2018.
Now let me do this. Peñalosa, WEF.
I didn't know that Chile was the first country in the Americas to ban plastic bags.
That's interesting.
I would have put that on California.
Oh, there's a Reddit. What did he actually do in 50 cities across all continents? I mean, it's great, but it's unclear what the actual achievements were. Also strikes me as impossible. I believe it refers to his work with a nonprofit he created. I found the links below. Oh, this is a good thread.
This is from the World Economic Forum website. It's on the president of Chile, country aiming to be carbon neutral before 2050. Chile is aggressively moving to decarbonize its energy matrix, to migrate all public transport to electric power from fossil fuels, to set strict energy standards in all sectors, and to fight deforestation.
Check this out. So in this Reddit thread, someone said he's a founder of a nonprofit called 880 Cities that does consultancy work for urban planning. His brother was an extremely influential mayor in Bogota who basically invented the bus rapid transit. Please don't glamorize his brother. He's a tax cheat and was in the Panama Papers. And it says Gil wasn't the one who was accused. It was his brother. So basically, his brother was in the Panama Papers, which was an expose on how the rich move their money around the world in tax havens, and where all the money is really at. Yeah, the Panama Papers came out in 2016-ish. Am I saying that right? Panama Papers. A giant leak of more than 11.5 million financial and legal records exposing a system that enables crime, corruption, and wrongdoing hidden by secretive. Yeah, 2016. Have you heard of this, Bryanna? The Panama Papers?
No.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So, yeah, 2.6 terabytes of data that detail financial and attorney-client information for more than 214,000 offshore entities. Documents dating back some to the 1970s were created and taken from former Panamanian offshore law firm and corporate service provider Mossack Fonseca, and compiled with similar leaks into a searchable database. They contain personal financial information of wealthy individuals and public officials that had previously been kept private. The publication made it possible to establish the prosecution of Jan Marsek, who is still a person of interest to a number of European governments due to his revealed links with Russian intelligence, tax fraud, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it exposed a lot of people.
You said his brother was involved in that?
Yes, he was listed in the Panama Papers.
Interesting.
So this Gil Peñalosa guy's brother was he was born in Colombia. So he's Colombian, but now he lives in Canada, and he started 880 cities, and was a keynote speaker at the first ever conference of Do Smart Cities in 2016. Well, we don't know that we actually don't know that it was a first. It was a first that the internet, where that was on the internet rather. And his brother was named in the Panama Papers. And he's from Canada. So it's
strike.
What in the hell's going on?
I didn't know that the CEO and president of the group that runs IKEA is like WEF, like darling. I didn't know
Who
that.
is the guy who runs IKEA, like the family?
Jesper Brodin, his name is. He's the CEO and president of Inca Group, which owns IKEA.
Oh, the family sold it off? Oh, I think the family sold it not too long ago. Because I think the founder died or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from...
So IKEA is woke.
Is it?
Apparently. I mean...
Actually, no, I was just there the other day, and there was some, like, a lot of cross-dressing employees.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did notice that. Not a lot, but a few. But then again, it is LA, so it's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
They just love, like, the food service industry and the service industry.
I feel like it's going to be, like, there needs to be time before more information comes out, like videos, local testimonies, that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, it's clear that it's clear that they were trying to so yeah, it's clear that it was meant to be a smart city. We found some people that we can go down a rabbit hole on.
Mm-hmm.
Already found a guy who started a foundation. His brother was basically indicted for tax fraud and stuff, which is typical, but who was named in the Panama Papers. So ties to these globalist elite organizations that are tax havens for funneling money and laundering money and hiding money. He came from Bogota, which is clearly a notoriously big city for Colombian cartel. And he's in Canada, which is a socialist country now, basically. And when did Trudeau get in office?
2015.
2015. Sorry, that's what I meant. Okay, so a year before this happened. And you can't find anything on Do Smart Cities, right? Like, there's nothing that comes up. It's just no one talks about it.
Yeah. Other than that website, like the main website.
Yeah.
But I can't find anything in relation to the World Economic Forum or smart cities or any of that.
Guild also did shit himself. He created a shell company and 12 days later was given a contract with no alternative bids to manage one of the largest parks in Bogota. This is one of the nepotistic schemes. Gil has an active arrest warrant in Colombia, but he did it living in Canada. He's tried to hide his shit by changing his name from Guillermo to Gil, so people have a harder time uncovering his past.
Interesting.
And he posted some links here. Oh wow, this is from 2001 July. It's the capture order. They ordered the capture of him, Guillermo Peñalosa, the director of Pro Export in Canada. Wow.
Do Smart City is having a conference, or they had a conference in August.
Really?
Yes.
Where at?
I'm not sure. Let me share my tab. It was in August, I guess.
Oh, download the event program. You can see who the speakers were. Okay, accreditation, words by Gabriel Perez.
It's not letting me translate this page.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just well, I can panel conversation. Director Gabriel Perez. Okay. I wonder if there's videos of them talking about, like, of the speakers and what they were talking about.
Let me go back to the other page. Smart tourism, strategies for mobility. Okay, wait. Congress, international, national, regional. Okay, so panels. It was all live streamed, so maybe it's on YouTube. Workshops, work tables, networking, exhibition areas. Spain, Germany, and Colombia. Sponsors. All the universities, of course.
Okay. I tried looking for something and nothing popped up. Let's see if you have a. Oh, that's weird. Nothing popped up for me.
Your channel.
So this is what always like makes me cautious about, not cautious, but like distrustful or something. If it's this massive organization that has literally a contract to do all this stuff, and yet this is their YouTube channel.
Yeah, and their Instagram. Let me show you. Got a whole 1,600 followers and a few posts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think this is from the event they had.
Well, that's interesting. Do you want to cut it here and then let everyone watching do some investigation into the stuff that we found?
Yeah, I'm down for that. I think we found a lot of good stuff so far.
Yeah. And as with anything, you know, there's always going to be dead ends, but you go down each of them until you find out stuff. Because now we understand a lot about Chile. We know who is in charge of turning them into the smart city. We know who were the original speakers in the original event of this Do Smart City event, and we uncovered a lot. I didn't know that the guy who founded 880 is a Canadian guy who has an arrest warrant in Colombia, who ran for mayor in Toronto and got second place, whose brother was convicted of tax fraud and who's named in the Panama Papers, and apparently who has all these contracts in Colombia. Like, it's just, you know, now you know so much more about what I had no idea about this area.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Maui, they had one of these smart city conferences. I believe it was a little bit before the fires.
Yep. Yeah.
Tell me how that works.
Yeah, this was literally what, August, 5 or so months before the fires happened.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you have two important port cities, both with smart city conferences shortly before the fires that happened in the exact same way.
Yeah, it's interesting. So guys, if you're watching this far and you have any information that you'd like to give us or send to us, just send us a DM with whatever you have, and then we'll add it to the doc, to the Google Doc, and we'll go over it, because there's a lot more investigations to do, and we just touched the top of the iceberg, I feel like, because there's a lot of things that we can find. It just takes time. So send us what you find or what you think we should be going after, and join us on the chat next time so we can do it all live together, because it'll make it a lot more interactive and help get to where we're trying to go, which is we don't even know where we're trying to go, but we know that something's fishy and we're going to investigate it.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.